Washington, D.C., it's time for Braves baseball. April in the ATL, 30 games in 30 days, continues with Game 2 of our 4-game series. On a chilly night here at Nationals Park, the wind is blowing straight in at about 19 miles an hour. Hopefully, the Braves' bats will continue heating up here against the Nationals. Hi again, friends. Chip and Joe. Good news for the Braves, who could use some after an 0-6 start. Part of the offense is starting to pick things up for Atlanta. They've held leads in 4 of their first 6 games. They just haven't been able to seal the deal so far.
Yeah, especially early in the ballgame, it's been pretty good. Nick Markakis has been on fire. He's leading the majors in doubles. Had another 2-double night last night. But take a look at this. The last 2 games, and games started by Adam Wainwright and Max Scherzer, the Braves parlayed 11 runs and 19 hits in those 2 ball games. That's not bad at all when you think about those 2 starters and the quality they are. And this season, in innings 1 through 4, the Braves are just fine. 17 of their total of 21 runs in the first 4 innings, but it gets a little lackluster after that. In fact, that 145 average from innings 5 on was enhanced by 3 singles last night from the 5th inning on. So they've really struggled late in the ballgame against other teams' bullpens. Hopefully tonight they can get to Gio Gonzalez and do a little better damage against the Nats bullpen.
Hopefully we'll get a 9-inning look at Malex Smith. He's back in the lineup for the Braves tonight, and Ulis Chassin makes his Braves debut. We'll get to Game 2 after a timeout.
Atlanta Braves baseball is presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. Atlanta Braves baseball is presented by Mazda.
Welcome back to Washington. Had some early morning rain showers in D.C., but the skies have cleared. The front has passed through. It's a chilly night, but hopefully a productive and good night for the Braves, who seek their first win in 7 tries so far this year. What a debut for Malex Smith. Got his first big league hit, his first big league run, and his first 5 big league stitches, all in his first game last night.
It's kind of tough to do all that in one night. Saw his family in the hotel after the game. Of course, they were thrilled to be here for the event. and more or less laughing about what happened and what happened at second base. But they'll be excited to see him back in there tonight.
So Malex Smith will be at the top of the Braves batting order. Hopefully he can set the table for a red-hot Nick Markakis. And Braves first baseman Freddie Freeman. 3 left-hand hitters at the top of the lineup card for Freddie Gonzalez. And they're facing Gio Gonzalez, who, when he's right, is another terrific ace-like pitcher for this Washington Nationals staff.
6-2, a 2.51 ERA last year against the National League East. That was the lowest versus all divisions last year in his 23 starts against the East. Very good work. Overall, he was 11-8, 3.79 ERAs, won 91 big league games. He is a strikeout pitcher, but he's been trying to induce more ground balls. That's why he only gave up 8 home runs last year. That's pretty remarkable this day and age. More sinkers, more ground ball outs to try to have quicker innings. He's not a guy that usually pitches too deep into the ball game because of all those strikeouts.
Washington off to a 4-1 start. Their defense has had a hand in that. The Nationals as a team have committed only 1 error so far this year. And they have the same lineup out there with the exception of Jose Lobaton, who gets the start for Wilson Ramos. Braves happy Ramos is not in there after he had 4 hits in last night's ball game. Interesting too, Gio Gonzalez hasn't pitched in a while. It's been almost 2 weeks since he's thrown in a competitive ball game. The Nationals want him slotted in between Max Scherzer and Steven Strasburg, and with the off days that the Nationals have been presented, he was the odd man out, so we'll see what kind of effect that has on him tonight.
Well, it goes back to Strasburg. It seems to always go back to Strasburg and his routine. They didn't want to upset his apple cart and run the risk of him being out of sorts pitching on an extra day's rest in Atlanta. Remember, the season opened on the 4th, day off on the 5th. So Strasburg would have pitched the 3rd day had there been a game 2 on Tuesday. Well, they want to make sure they kept everything square with Mr. Strasburg. So they skipped Gio, and he's just now making his season debut.
And he'll be greeted by Malex Smith, who was 1 for 3 in the ball game last night. And we are underway. Ball 1. Gio Gonzalez makes a cross-like sign right on top of the pitcher's mound as he toes the third base side of the rubber. And bunted foul and out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. And his hope is to land right in line at Nationals Park.
Yeah, right in that line that goes to home plate. He wants his foot to be right on it. Works from the far third base side of the rubber.
Ground ball right side. Zimmerman handles a tricky hop. And Gonzalez to the bag, a quarter step ahead of Malex Smith, who raced down the line. Good play by the Nationals. Malex retired for the opening out.
Hard hit, but couldn't get it by Zimmerman.
So a ground ball out, and the Nationals gather at the mound to give Gio a chance to catch his breath.
After all, hasn't pitched in 2 weeks. He probably hasn't had any rest.
He's worn out.
Yeah.
And he's going to get a new baseball as Nick Markakis stands in.
Fastball, curveball, changeup for Gio. Fastball in the low 90s.
Markakis 6 RBIs and 6 doubles. And takes the strike. Sonia has the plate tonight. Another shot for Zimmerman at first, and Markakis is the second out. And here's Freddie Freeman.
Maybe they'll just wear him down.
He's had to run to first base twice, and they've got another meeting on the mound for him.
Anthony Rendon's pretty tickled about the whole thing.
See if tonight we can get Freddie Freeman going. He's 2 for 18 at the plate. 6 walks, the good news. 6 strikeouts, the bad news. Up and away to Freeman. 1 ball, no strikes.
Freddie Gonzalez made a good point last night after the game, talking about how a 6 or 7 game losing streak in July or August, nobody thinks too much about it. Same would apply to a guy like Freeman getting off to a 2 for 18 start. If this were in June, it wouldn't be a big deal. For the beginning of the season, it is.
Alex Smith has a notebook. He's penciling his thoughts on Gio Gonzalez. He'll file that away near the batting helmet. As the count, 2 balls and a strike. And fouled away.
Video helps eliminate some of that work that you might want to do, but for your own personal memory, just a reminder when you write something down about something might not show up on video.
I'm just so proud he's using actual pen and paper and not some mobile device to write all that stuff down. As Freeman has a full count. Freddie has terrorized Nationals pitching in this park. They haven't given him an awful lot to hit. Ulis Garcia's on deck. 2 outs, bases empty. Here it comes. Foul pass to Terry Pendleton.
He might need a Brett before it's all over tonight.
And Freeman walks for a 7th time, and he's aboard for the birthday boy at Ulis Garcia.
Gio Gonzalez last season, his first couple of innings were his best by far. He'd get off to good starts, then couldn't finish the deal, which is kind of a contrast to the Atlanta Braves and the way they've been working. The Braves have been tearing it up early on and not so much from the 5th inning on.
Adonis off to a 3.16 start with his average. He's walked 5 times. And he drives one toward Harper in right. And that will retire the side. Freeman left stranded. Ulis Chassin set to make his Braves debut. Freeman left stranded after a base on balls, and now Ulis Chassin, a former opening day starter for the Colorado Rockies, starts his first game as a Brave tonight.
28 years old, 6'2", 245 out of Venezuela. He's outstanding pitching at Coors Field in 2013, a 14-game winner, and then some shoulder problems moved in on him, and he's struggled the last couple of years. He's 4 keys to success tonight: getting ahead in the count, strike one, being aggressive early, and then when he does get some runs, try to provide some shutdown innings to keep the momentum on the Braves side.
First pitch by Michael Taylor is popped up, and at second base, Gordon Beckham makes the play. One pitch and one out. The Nationals, as we said, 4-1 on the year, hitting .260 as a team. Their run differential is +5 on the year. And Daniel Murphy has been an exceptionally pesky player for the Braves to try to retire. We'll see if Chassin can do that tonight.
Dusty's all wrapped up.
No toothpick either. It must really be cold.
What's that all about?
I don't know. Let's give him tomorrow. Here's Rendon, who takes a strike. Rendon has a hit in 4 of the last 5 games for the Nationals. Still looking for his first homer and RBI. And he lines one to first. Freddie Freeman with a step to his right. Cat-like quick made the play. And 2 up and 2 men down. Different look for the Atlantic defense tonight with a left-hander on the mound. Jeff Francoeur gets his first start back in a Braves uniform. Gordon Beckham, as we told you, is at second. Tyler Flowers, the right-hand hitting catcher for the Braves, will catch Chassin.
Maybe that's a winning combo tonight.
Bryce Harper sitting on 99 career homers. He's hit 2 long balls so far this year. And he's not just going up there trying to launch every pitch he sees. He's been exceptionally patient. Already 7 walks for Harper, and as you mentioned last night, only 1 strikeout. That's slicing toward the seats and out of play for Harper, even count.
Sinkers, sliders, throws pretty hard. There's Chassin. And a real good ground ball ratio and double play total when he was at Coors Field, which he needed in that ballpark.
Popped up third base side. Garcia gives chase and will have room on the warning track. How about that impressive first inning for Ulis Chassin? 3 up, 3 down, and 3 outs and only 6 pitches. Francoeur will lead things off. Eric Ibar and then Tyler Flowers. First start for Jeff. 4 pinch hit appearances. He has struck out 3 times for Atlanta. Those were his numbers against the Phillies, and these were the kinds of situations that Jeff was brought back to Atlanta to fill. Face the lefties and be a threat off the bench. He's had good luck against Gio Gonzalez, and he scorches that one foul for a strike. Bad play in left.
That'll make up for it.
Nice recovery. Jeff 10 for 25 against Gio Gonzalez. And a shot that gets through for a leadoff hit.
First hit of the season. Good start to his night. I told him before the game, I know you're nervous, but if you have any problems, go see Bubba. He's got medication for that. He'll calm you down.
I don't know if there's enough to calm Jeff down.
No, you're right.
But good to see him back in the lineup and aboard to lead off the second. Here's Eric Ibar. Eric's looking for his first right-handed hit of the year. He's 0 for 6. And it's fouled away for a strike.
Gio Gonzalez does not have a very good move to first. Don't have to worry about that too much for the lefty.
Short lead by Jeff at first. And a double play ball, but booted. And all hands are safe. Espinosa couldn't glove it, and the Braves have 2 on, nobody out. That was tailor-made for 2. Instead, they got none. Atlanta's in business.
He was already looking to second base, went off the heel of his glove. Frank Coeur didn't slow down. He got there ahead of the toss. Defense has not been a problem for the Nationals in their 4-1 start.
That's only their second of the year. Now Tyler Flowers a chance to give the Braves a second inning lead.
Lobaton got severely crossed up. He looked like he was just trying to flag it down some way, somehow. He was looking for a fastball.
Espinosa's in there. He wants to know what the indicator is as well. He passes that along to Daniel Murphy. So a hit, a fielder's choice, and an error. First and second for the Braves. And Tyler Flowers ahead in the count.
Tyler didn't have a particularly good spring, but he has had some good swings in the 2 starts he's had. A hit in each one of them. Picked up an RBI.
We talked at the start of our broadcast about April in the ATL. Well, Atlanta has their ATL lineup getting after the Nationals tonight. 4 Atlanta area natives are in the starting lineup. Flowers is one of them. 2 balls and a strike. A good hitter's count. 3-1. Gordon Beckham on deck.
Trying to get that ground ball again. Dropping his arm angle down a little bit, trying to drop that sinker down and away and get Flowers to chase it.
That's out of play, full count. Braves used to hit Gio Gonzalez very, very hard. Last year he was 2-0 against the Braves with a sparkling run average in this ballpark. And it hasn't been just Gio Gonzalez. The Braves, as you know, a long luckless streak at Nationals Park that's reached 11 straight games. Chance to score against him early, which also doesn't happen very often. The pitch is cut on and missed. Flowers down on strikes. Here's another one of those homegrown Braves, Gordon Beckham.
In the sense that all these guys are from the Atlanta metro area. Westminster High School, Blessed Trinity, Parkview, and Woodstock all represented by these four guys in the lineup tonight.
One ball, no strikes for Beckham. 111 average. A 1.49 start to the season. We were talking with FP Santangelo about Gio Gonzalez before the game. He said he thinks he's one of the more uncomfortable at bats on this national staff. So he sprays the ball all over the place and then has the ability to hit spots when he's a bit angry.
Yeah, he thinks that contributes to his strikeout totals. He's conveniently wild.
He's gone 3-0 to Beckham with the pitcher waiting on deck.
Malex, his new pitching coach.
All bets are off now, 3-1. At the knees, Gordon didn't think so.
Give him that call earlier in the count. Still, he's got to make a good pitch again.
Runners go, and Beckham skies it foul.
Again, as a hitter, you want to know that the guys are running so that they're not distracted when you see him take off as the pitcher delivers. But secondly, you don't want to take a called third strike on something that's close and risk a double play. So if it's, you know, an inch or two off the plate and it's close enough that it might get called, go after it.
Francoeur and Ibar lead. They don't go this time, and Beckham drives it to right. Bryce Harper back a step or two, makes the catch, and no advance. So the Flowers strike out, a big play. Beckham flies out, and now it's up to Chassin to help himself.
The Braves were in business after the error, but need Chassin to help himself. A 180 career average. Big guy though, swing hard in case you hit it.
Oh boy, he did just that.
Yeah,
Bartolo Colon-like. He came spinning out of the batter's box.
Let her rip.
No balls, one strike. Popped up. And Gonzalez ought to be out of the inning. Wind blowing, but Murphy's there. He's got it. And a promising second inning ends in offensive disappointment for the Braves.
Airlines, your local Ford dealer, and Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience sports.
Washington up here in the bottom of the second inning. They'll have their 4, 5, and 6 hitters coming up against Ulis Chassin. They got the Nationals in order in the first inning and needed just 6 pitches on a chilly night to do that.
He pitched really well in preparation for this start. The Braves sent him to Gwinnett, working to get a start down there as a, I guess, a prelude, knowing that the 5th starter wouldn't be needed until today. But he pitched real well against Norfolk. Went 7 innings, 7 2/3 innings, 5 hits, no runs. Walked 2, struck out 7, and off to a good start tonight.
Ryan Zimmerman is the Nationals hitter and first baseman. He's off to a terrific start this year. He had a big night last night. The Nationals 6-4 victory. It's obvious Chassin knows how to pitch. You look at his overall major league record, he's 3 games under 500. However, you look at his ERA and then consider where he pitched. Very impressive work. Those years at Coors Field and then part of last season in Arizona at Chase Field with the Diamondbacks. Chassin with a 3.76 ERA. To do that in those 2 hitter-friendly parks is really good work.
I don't know if he still has the mark, but he at one point held the longest number of innings, the most innings for a potential no-hitter at Coors Field by a Rocky. And it was like 7 1/3, 7 2/3.
So he appears to be over his shoulder issues. Braves took a flyer on him, and here he is after an excellent start, as Joe mentioned, with Gwinnett. It's the first time the Braves needed a 5th starter. That's why Chassin went down to AAA just to stay in rotation. And his next is on the way to Zimmerman, and Ryan missed it by plenty. First Chassin strikeout. And it's 4 up, 4 down, and this is how you want to face Daniel Murphy with nobody on base. Why? You'll see on our Georgia Lottery hitting the jackpot numbers.
Yeah, these are crazy numbers. Last 20 games against Atlanta, going back to last season when he was with the Mets. 17 RBIs in those 20 games.
Well, he was a terrific sign by the Nationals. It allows them to move Espinosa to shortstop, which has improved their defense. If it gives him a little more left-handed balance, and he's tough to strike out. To the right side and past Gordon Beckham. So there's that man again, Daniel Murphy, with a 1-out single. He's reached base now in 14 of his first 23 plate appearances.
One of the things that makes him so tough to strike out is how quick he is through the zone. Little, if no stride, keeps his weight back, and then it's all hands from there. We saw last night, he's not just a singles hitter. Not anymore.
Washington waiting for Jason Worth to round into shape. He's 1 for his first 16 at the plate. And he's played in every game. And a strike. Worth has struck out 6 times. Oh, 2. Washington playing without Ben Revere, who hurt a rib cage down in Atlanta. He's on the disabled list. Nationals start play tonight, 2 games ahead of the Marlins atop the National League East. Worth pops one right side. Freeman gives chase near the tarp and won't have a play. It's still 0-2.
He's not overwhelming them with velocity. He's been 89-90, but it's his location and the movement that's running in on their hands and tying them up. And he had a good cutter working in the first inning to Harper that caused him to pop up.
Worth spoils another 0-2 pitch.
We talked about Tyler Flowers' innovative new mask that he's been using, and one that he helped design. Today you and I got a first-hand look at it in the dugout, and I for one was absolutely amazed at how light it was compared to a regular catcher's mask, wire catcher's mask. I bet it's half the weight of a traditional mask, and it's spring-loaded. So that wire cage has some springs attached to the bottom, sides, and top that help absorb any shots right back to the mask. It's pretty amazing. And they look like mini shock absorbers.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Good pitch, really good pitch. Fouled off a couple of 0-2 pitches and want to make sure that you get part of the plate back.
Worth couldn't check his swing. He's rung up at first by Bob Davidson. That's the second out on a check swing, strike 3. And Worth's troubles at the plate have continued.
A little too far for Balker Day Bob. Good call.
And here's Danny Espinosa. Espinosa 3 for 15. He's knocked in a run. And takes upstairs ball 1. There's no doubting how good a player Ian Desmond was in a Nationals uniform. Hit a lot of home runs here, drove in a lot of runs, grew into a clubhouse leader here, very popular player. There would be those agonizing stretches for Desmond defensively where he couldn't catch a cold. And Desmond turned down a $100+ million contract extension offer from the Nationals a year ago or so, and then found himself in a Texas Rangers uniform. So that money saved by Washington allowed them to move Espinosa into the starting lineup again, and at shortstop, his natural position, where defensively he figures to be a big upgrade for Dusty Baker.
Yeah, and use that money to get Murphy.
He signed a 3-year contract of his own.
Yeah, and for Desmond, he was having a hard time finding a job before spring training. That was always a hard one for me to figure, because Ian Desmond was such a good and is such a good athlete. Couldn't figure out why he would make so many errors.
High fly ball toward Malex Smith in center. Braves rookie center fielder makes the play. Espinosa flies out, and Chassin is through 2 scoreless. Here in Washington, we are through 2 scoreless. Each team has a hit. Espinosa has the Nationals' error tonight. And for the second time in this game, Malex Smith will go to work at the plate for the Braves. An eventful night last night for him here in Washington. But his whole family is here, including his mom and dad, Michael and Loretta Smith, who made their way all the way from Tallahassee, Florida, to see their son start his big league career. Good try, bunted it foul. Strike 1.
That's an area of his game that we talked about last night with respect to refinements that would still be needed for his game. Bunting is one of them. He's got to continue to work on his bunting game.
Last year between AAA and AA, Alex did a very good job hitting left-handed pitching. Batted .288 against them. Hit the ball hard his first time up. Zimmerman flagged it down, and it was a race to the bag, and Gonzalez got there just ahead of an on-charging Malex Smith. This one, though, hit in the air left side. Espinosa will come in. Wind has it. Rendon is the man that makes the catch in foul ground behind the third base bag. That was a tough play. So one away for Nick Markakis. He's our Academy Sports and Outdoors leaderboard subject tonight.
Leading the major leagues in doubles with 6. Several guys there with 4 already. They thought they were doing pretty well till they saw Nick's number. 3 doubles on Sunday, 2 last night.
He's pushed off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. One final inning in National League play today. The Diamondbacks beat the Dodgers 4-2. Home opener for Los Angeles. And hard to believe I'm saying this, but in the remarkable career of Vin Scully, it's the final home opening game of his career. He will retire at the end of the season. Arizona snaps a modest 2-game losing slide today. 2-1 pitch. Caught a corner. Markakis with a look back. Didn't think so. 2-2. In the air toward Taylor in center. He's in a full gallop, now slowing shy of the track, and puts that away for the second out.
That's right into the teeth of the wind, too. That same ball last night might have been against the wall or better.
Two outs for Freddie Freeman. He walked his first time up. Freeman with 7 walks, 2 behind Gregory Polanco of the Pirates for the league lead.
Weatherman says that wind is down to 16 miles an hour, blowing straight in. He wanted a high target. Lobaton had his glove up, about belt high or better. But there's one of those pitches you were referring to earlier, Chip. Conveniently wild. Kind of keeps a guy from digging in.
And it was swept way outside, but nowhere close. 2-1 the count.
169 strikeouts last year to 69 walks in 175 innings.
Well, he followed the scouting report. Gonzalez usually very tough in the first 2 innings. This is where things oftentimes get a little dicey for him. 3-1 pitch is popped up left side. That'll head for the stands. And it's a full count to Freddie. 1.16 ERA for Gonzalez, innings 1 and 2. A 5.20 something ERA from the 3rd inning on. Washington has a shift. And Freeman drives it the other way. Worth going back onto the warning track. He's going to get there. The wind cost the Braves a couple of chances for a home run in the 3rd inning. Freddie hit that one on the screws.
Flowers is absolutely huge. I'm talking NFL tight end. The catcher's collision rule does not apply to him. He would never need it. But you know what? When that ball hits the mask, it hurts. It can cause some concussions at times, can cause some headaches. He has springs, you guys touched on it earlier, in the top and the lower portion of that mask. And when the ball hits it, he says all of the pressure is taken off of that. He would much rather get hit in the top, in the bottom, but he said with this new mask, it doesn't matter where he gets hit. He doesn't feel it at all.
Lobaton breaks his bat, rolls to first. Chassin does his job, and there's out number one. That's something Major League Baseball, Paul and Joe, is really to be commended for. They are really doing a lot of concussion study and concussion research to try to help not just the catchers but the umpires too.
Yeah, it's wonderful, and whoever helped Tyler develop that, you know, if it was originally his idea, I commend him for thinking outside the box and something new. You know, this day and age, to come up with something new and safe, I think it's outstanding.
Here's Gio Gonzalez, Washington pitcher. He has a big cut, didn't get it.
Something else about Tyler too. It's not all that surprising that the big lug had this idea, because he's very creative and talented. I think he loves to draw, he loves to sketch, very artistic.
Gio Gonzalez flips the bat to right and has a one-out single.
Cutter right off the end of the ball. Leading their team in hitting at the moment.
Hope he has to stand at first base for about 10 minutes and nothing else happens this inning. As Michael Taylor bats. Taylor's the man that's gotten most of the playing time with Ben Revere's sideline. Taylor popped out to start the game for Washington. And that's a little low. Hey, think about the concussions, how different the game might be for players like Joe Mauer. Great catcher, great player. But the concussions have cost him a ton of games and have forced him to move to first base. Mike Matheny, the current manager of the Cardinals, suffered through those. A shot by Taylor up the middle, a base hit. Gonzalez around the second base bag. Malex Smith's throw wisely comes to second, and they've got a rundown with Michael Taylor between first and second, and the tag applied. Malex Smith threw it to the right base, and the Braves took advantage of Taylor's bad base running.
Horrible base running mistake and a sharp move, and Malex being commended by Jeff Francoeur out in center field for doing the right thing. He wanted to throw the pitcher out at third base, and who wouldn't? Looked like Gio had made a mistake, but instead I'll bet Francoeur was right behind him saying second base to keep the double play in order, and they caught Taylor trying to take advantage of what he thought would be a bad throw.
So that changes the inning dramatically. Instead of first and third or second and third with one out, there's a man at third with two outs, and Rendon the hitter, and Rendon lined out his first at bat. And a strike.
Good job by the Braves on the rundown too.
8-4, 3-4. The put out. First bit of trouble for Chassin. The 0-1 pitch to Rendon on the way. Is off the plate.
It's such a good sign when you see Malex do something like he just did, when you know he wants to make a big play and gun the guy out at third base, when he's been coached and coached and coached defensively about throwing to the right base, keeping double plays in order, things like that. You realize he's getting it.
Big pitch to Rendon. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he got his man. Chassin strikes out Rendon, and Malex Smith, with a terrific defensive decision, helps bail out the Braves in the third.
I appreciated it like it needed to be. And then he politely struck me out after that.
But you came back with a base hit. How did that feel?
Awesome, you know, especially to get it off Scherzer, you know. And it was a relief, you know, to kind of get out of the way and just now it's playing baseball now.
Well, guys, you just heard from Malex. I am sitting with his family. We got everybody here. I got to tell you this, Michael Jr., running back, Arkansas. We got Lauren, track star, University of Florida. LSU, has been. And then we got Loretta, Malex's mom, and then Michael Sr. And I got to start with the mom because when I said, hey, who was your first phone call? He said emphatically, called my mom. How'd that make you feel?
Awesome. Always like a mom.
Now, Chip and Joe, you're not going to believe this, but Malex, I was just informed, is the slowest person in the family.
Really?
He is the slowest. And Mom at one time said, son, you got to stop embarrassing us.
Yes. I was at one of his tryouts one weekend, and he just looked terrible. And I said, you know what? We have got to do something about this. Being a track and field coach, coached my daughters through high school, but being a track and field coach, I was like, this is ridiculous. We've got to cut this out. So after that tryout, we came up with a plan, and from that day on, every day during his lunch hour at school, we had a track workout, a sprint workout, until he finished high school and was drafted.
So he's worked really hard.
He's worked extremely hard, straight tunnel vision. It's just been awesome. So he has really deserved to be here. He's worked really hard to be here.
It's great to hear. Michael Sr., I got to tell you, I know you threw some batting practice, something. What did it feel like when your son got called up to the big leagues?
Oh, I was very excited for him. He put the work in, as his mom said, and one of the other things that she's always told all of them, if no one's laughing at your dream's not big enough. So he had a big dream that one day he would play professional baseball, not just make it in the debut, but continue on. If he stayed healthy, did the right things, and, you know, the good Lord kept him here, he would do that. So this is a start, and we're real excited for him.
Oh, that's great to hear, and I got to hear about this. I know you're a mom, kind of an unusual play last night, some stitches, some blood going everywhere. Were you a little worried?
Yes and no. I mean, you're always worried when something happens to your kid, anything, you know, but I actually thought he had gotten sand in his eye. And so that's what made me, you know, calm. I'm like, oh, he'll be okay. It's just a little sand in his eye. And then my phone started blowing up. Oh my God, he's bloody and everything. So then when I found out that it was actually blood, that he was, you know, he had gotten cut, I started worrying a little bit. But the way he walked off the field, it made me feel a little relieved that everything was going to be all right. And then he finally sent us a picture that I'm good, I'm okay. So I was okay.
That's good stuff. Well, he's tough. I appreciate it. And here we got Lauren, track star at Florida, coach, still works with Malex in the offseason, and Michael Jr., a broadcaster with Arkansas. Good luck to you guys. It's going to be really fun to follow Malex in the big leagues. He's got what it takes. Back to you guys, Chip and Joe.
Okay, Paul, thank you very much. We had a chance to meet Malex's folks after the game last night. You talk about delightful folks. They were outstanding. And as you can imagine, on cloud nine for their son.
You were so proud, so fired up. Too bad it got cut short a little bit last night.
No balls, 2 strikes for Jeff Francoeur after Garcia single to start the inning, and Jeff almost got hit.
What an athletic family.
Yeah.
My goodness. And I could just see Malex at lunchtime going through his sprints, you know, at an early age with his mom barking at him.
Yeah, that had to be fun at lunch in high school, right? Your mom's screaming at you while your friends are having lunch at Rickards High School. But it sure did pay off, as Jeff spoiled that pitch to stay alive. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Here's the slide last night, if you weren't with us and missed it. Head first slide, helmet comes off, hits the base, and comes right back up and hits him in the face. Right there, and laid a big cut right between his eyebrows. 5 stitches.
That's lifted in the air to center. Taylor drifts back and will have room. Francoeur is retired for the first time. Well, you know, Malex Smith, there was no way that 5 stitches were going to keep a 23-year-old kid out of his second major league game tonight.
I asked him before the game, I said, does it feel okay? And he goes, yes. And I said, I don't see a whole lot of swelling. He said, no, there's not. I said, you may be able to lay your hat back a little bit and be cool, you know, have the bill pointed straight up so it doesn't rub on it. He goes, yeah, I figured that out. But he was laughing the whole time.
Ibar bounced into a fielder's choice. It was a tailor-made double play ball, but Espinosa botched it at shortstop. Atlanta had 2 on, nobody out in the second, but couldn't break through. Adonis Garcia on his 31st birthday today reached in the 4th with a hit. He leads at first for Ibar.
Good hit and run combo here.
And a strike.
Veteran shortstop, one of the first guys to greet Malex Smith coming off the field between innings after that good throw to second.
That's taken low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Slowly hit toward Murphy at second. Backhand flip to Espinosa. And the force play works to force Garcia for the second out. Always have to be careful on a play like that at second base. If you're the base runner, the umpires are having an eagle eye with the new slide rules at second base. And look how close Garcia came to Espinosa here.
Made him go around him, but didn't try to kick him or slide off the bag. Able to maintain contact with the base.
And that's the key. He got right back to the bag on the pop-up. Had he not, the umpires could have ruled double play. So the inning stays alive for Tyler Flowers. And that's fouled away for a strike. He's got the glasses on a windy night.
Just a hit.
Dusty Baker in his first year at the helm in Washington. 3-time manager of the year. Longtime skipper with the Giants, with the Cubs, and the Reds. He was really plan B in the manager's chair after Matt Williams was dismissed at the end of last season. Their first hire was Bud Black. Shot away at the plate. But Bud Black and the Nationals could not come to terms on a contract agreement, and the Nationals then turned to Dusty Baker.
And Dusty has a son that's an outstanding baseball player in his own right. And Dusty's enjoying watching him play. I think he's already received a lot of attention his son has from colleges, and it looks like he might attend Cal Berkeley. And Dusty said, you know, that was a decision I was a little torn between, and his son said, hey, this is a chance of a lifetime. You kidding? He said he's the guy that actually pushed me to go for it.
He's got a good team to manage here in Washington for sure. Nationals trying to unseat the Mets for the National League East title this year. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Flowers struck out his first time. And Took one a little too tight. 2-2. In fact, Dusty has said that having a teenage son is what really helps him relate to today's younger players. Seems to make sense.
Yeah, it does.
Well, Dusty's not a kid. He's 66 years old, I believe. So veteran players love him. But the young guys love him too because his son Darren keeps him young.
Dusty, one of the things he said, I let the guys do their thing. He said, but I know where to draw the line, and I let them know up front that if you act like men, I'll treat you like a man. If you want to act like a kid, I'll treat you like a kid. I think that's pretty fair and lets people know up front what's going to happen if you goof around.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Runner goes. Pitch a ball. The throw to second is into center field. And was Tyler Flowers called out on strikes? Apparently so. Didn't see the right arm raised, but that's going to end the inning. Atlanta out of luck in the top of the fourth. Still no score. Cold, windy night in Washington. Good pitchers duel. Ulis Chassin for the Braves. Gio Gonzalez for the Nationals. Washington leads in the hit column 3-2. No one's broken through yet. And Chassin sets to face Harper, Zimmerman, and Daniel Murphy.
Good work. Good 3 innings for Chassin. And doing a great job of getting ahead of the hitters and dictating with that cutter that's been very effective.
Harper popped out in foul ground on the warning track right at the end of the Braves dugout his first time up. And he's going to roll over to second. Beckham takes care of Harper. 1 up, 1 down.
That was beautifully executed. Good call by Tyler Flowers. Looked like they wanted to cover right to the back door, so he sets up away and down. That ball was sinking, actually, not a cutter. Turned it over a little bit, got it to run away from Harper. Worked beautifully.
So Harper hitless so far in this series. Here's Zimmerman. He struck out swinging to start the second inning. In the air to center. And Malex Smith, plenty of room. He's got it. Quickly, 2 out.
That was such a funny story, though. I mean, that cracked me up when Paul's talking to them, and you're hearing about all these athletes and Malex's family, and he said, "You're the slowest guy in the family. You got to do something embarrassing." That was hilarious.
And he has what's called 80 speed.
Yeah, so 80.
So fans who don't understand the Major League Baseball
rating
system, what does 80 speed mean?
That's the highest that you can be rated by on the scouts charts. An 8 runner is a fast runner, best. I was always wondering about that. Who came up with 8? Why 1 through 8?
Why not 10?
Yeah,
It was the guys that wrote Spinal Tap. It would have been 11. Just one more. As Murphy bats, we have a great bit of video we can show you later on tonight when Malex comes up again on his first big league hit. It was an infield hit, but to show you how much ground he covered from the point of contact at the plate, on his way to first base, and from that point when Murphy gloved the baseball, how far he ran to beat the play at first base last night. Pretty impressive stuff. 2 balls and a strike.
Freddie Gonzalez paid him a good compliment last night too after the game, saying he noticed that when Malex went to the plate, he said he was taking it all in. He was looking around, looking in the upper deck, checking out the big stadium, and he said, you don't see too many guys do that, appreciating where they are and making sure he was enjoying the moment. That hat is cocked up just a little bit. Keep it off the stitches.
Full count pitch coming for Daniel Murphy, the Nationals' second baseman. And a swing and a miss. Can't pitch much better than Ulis Chassin is pitching tonight. 8 pitches thrown in the 4th inning. He struck out 4 Nationals. He'll bat second in a scoreless game as we move to the 5th. See if the Braves can break through. This is the time of the game where Gio Gonzalez has some trouble oftentimes, and Espinosa can't handle another hot shot up the middle, and Beckham reaches to start inning number 5. And that'll be a hit.
Sometimes I think infielders, middle infielders in particular, go to the ground too soon thinking they need to stop their momentum so they can pop up and throw. That ball appeared to hit him in the foot, not the glove. That is, his spikes got in the way of the glove, and it did.
Never seen that before. As Chassin takes a strike. Well, maybe that's really F.P. Santangelo down there playing shortstop and not Danny Espinosa. They look like brothers from another mother, don't they?
Could be. Yep.
See if Chassin can help himself. Now with the first 2 offerings, just like that, it's no balls, 2 strikes.
Try it again.
Even count. Braves are trying to give the Nationals an out.
Yeah, Gonzalez is trusting his command here by trying to get him to chase a ball out of the zone and get a strikeout or a pop-up. And Chassin was not biting on those.
Little pop towards second. Murphy drifts out. Harper is there as well, and Bryce Harper ducked underneath as Murphy drifted back to make the play for the first out.
Doesn't look like anybody's calling for it. Didn't look like Harper was calling him off. And Daniel Murphy's not going to worry about that too much. He's 6'1", 220.
So third try tonight for Malex Smith. He's bounced out and popped out. A quick strike.
Especially with the wind blowing in. Taylor and Worth in center and left, respectively, playing shallow and toward left. And also assuming that with a left-handed pitcher out there, they're going to play him that way until Malex proves otherwise.
Gio's whistled a few inside of the Braves hitters tonight. See if Malex hangs in there on a 1-1 count. Not close. 2 balls and a strike. He went around. 90-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-2.
And yes, he did. Right there.
Full count.
Scoreless game. Why not send him? 1 out. Send Beckham and hope that Malex can put it in play.
Both Taylor and Worth very shallow in the Nationals outfield. Runner goes. 3-2 pitch is fouled away. And this is the speed of Malex Smith for his first major league hit last night.
Right at 4 flat, getting to first base, and that was on contact. No time at all for Murphy to make a play.
Again, Beckham goes, and again it's skied away. Thanks to our colleague Eric Kendall for putting that video sequence together. That's a cool tool. So 4.08 seconds from contact to the first base bag for Malex Smith.
And I've always thought that, I guess because I was left-handed, that there was a misconception that because you're on the left side, you're going to get to first base faster. That's not always the case.
Again, Beckham goes, and a tapper back to the mound. There's one, and the ball dropped by Murphy at second base. Beckham is forced out, and the Braves have Smith at first with 2 men out.
Yeah, I'm not sure the Braves believe that he had control of that. They're going to take a look at this. Markakis to get out of the batter's box. Had it in the glove, and it was in the transfer. Did he keep his foot on the bag? Yes.
That's part of the new rules at second base too. No longer is the middle infielder allowed the so-called neighborhood play. You have to have your foot on the base when you receive the baseball. And Murphy did, and lost it apparently on the transfer.
Again, that's a good trade. Get Malex on the bases. He's faster than Beckham.
Now we saw Malex get to the head of Max Scherzer a bit last night. Max was very concerned with Smith up there and Nick Markakis in the batter's box. That's the same combo Atlanta has in the 5th tonight. And he measures off a big lead. And a strike to Nick. To center, and plenty of room for Taylor, and he puts the squeeze on that. We're halfway through game 2 in Washington. Still no score.
And got a good one going here.
You got it. Tie game there, tie game here. We will see the Marlins next after our series wraps up with the Nationals here on Thursday afternoon. We'll head down to Miami for a 3-game series.
Guess that means we'll catch Mr. Fernandez Sunday probably.
That's a pretty good chance. As we head to the home 5th, Jason Worth check swing strikeout his first time and takes a ball outside. I think the 3 pitchers the Marlins will throw at the Braves are Chen, Cozart, and Fernandez. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and a strike. Former Brave Chris Johnson is with the Marlins, by the way. We'll see him. He was on base 4 times in their 10-1 win over Steven Matz and the Mets last night. Giancarlo Stanton hit a long home run in New York yesterday.
The team's going to be interesting to watch, to find out and see what kind of an effect Barry Bonds will have on their hitters. That was a hire that was completely out of the blue for me. I was surprised.
He's a big favorite of Marlins owner Jeffrey Loria. And he joins Don Mattingly, who begins his first season at the helm in Miami. Full count for Worth. Don't want to walk him. He's struggling at the plate to start the year. And ground ball past Ibar and into left field for a base hit. So Worth picks up his second hit of the season. And the Nationals have their leadoff man on.
Playing him a little bit over toward the hole and out of the reach of Eric. Need another ground ball. See if Dusty Baker plays it station to station or if he tries to move the runners up.
Espinosa flying out his first time up. Didn't get it.
Boy, his fastball's moving tonight. Doing that 2-seamer sinking away from lefties and cutters in on fists.
Espinosa's hit 20 homers in the big leagues before, way back in 2011. But power's always come at the price of a high batting average. He hit .236 that year. In fact, he's a career .230 hitter in the major leagues.
Nationals hated it when he hit homers.
Right.
Because they knew then all of a sudden he's going to try to hit more and more.
But as the Nationals media guide tells us, he boasts elite ability at both shortstop and second base, so there is that.
They've got like an adjective book that they go to for the media guide.
Snowballs, 2 strikes. Tapper at the plate. Espinosa is still alive.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's a switch hitter and he's got one at bat right-handed this year, but I thought he quit hitting right-handed. Didn't he stop for a while?
For a while, yeah.
Maybe because he's going to be playing every day at shortstop, he decided, you know what, might be a good idea to break out that right-handed swing again.
Worth with the lead at first. Here it is. Swing and a miss. A slider erases Espinosa. That's 5 strikeouts for Ulis Chassin.
He hasn't really had to use the slider too often, but man, is that a beauty. Good work.
Now Lobaton the batter. Get the ball on the ground from Lobaton, you might get a double play. There's the ground ball, but it found a hole. Worth will stop at second. The Nationals do play it station to station. Pitcher Gio Gonzalez is coming up.
didn't seem quite as much as he would like. Perfectly placed.
So the electric left-hander, Gio Gonzalez, is up with 2 on and 1 out. He has one of Washington's 5 hits. That came in the 2nd inning. He was left stranded at 3rd. Remember, that was the fine Malex Smith throw to the right base that led to a rundown in the big 2nd out. And a foul ball. Gonzalez nearly out of the batter's box.
Just had our friends down in the truck look up Mr. Lobaton. Something struck me that he hit pretty well against us last year. He hit a .99 all year, but he was 6 for 10 against Atlanta. And 2 home runs.
One of them was April 28th. I remember that one.
2 of his 3.
He got the bunt down. There's one play, and it's to first. A successful sacrifice. And now the stage is yours, Michael Taylor. 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs.
Helps his own cause if Taylor can push a run across.
Taylor started the year 0 for 11 at the plate. He's 4 for 12 since, including a 3rd inning hit.
Yeah, be careful on the first pitch. You got a base open, but you don't want to pitch to Rendon. You want this guy, but be careful on the first one.
Too high, 1 ball, no strikes. Don't want to get to Rendon in this inning. He's the man on deck. We said it in Atlanta, and we'll repeat it here. Taylor is a guy you can go to for a big strikeout. He struck out 6 times already this year, 158 times in only 138 games last year. At the knees.
Good pitch. Started him upstairs, now he went down. Good slider. Now try to make him expand his zone.
Struck him out with a fastball, and Chassin's fired up. Blew it right by Michael Taylor. The Nationals strand a pair in scoring position. Chassin with 6 strikeouts through 5, and now the heart of the praise order is coming up. Strikeouts against the Nationals in Game 2 tonight. Christian hip-hop recording artist Toby Mac will perform after the game Sunday, April 24th. A free concert for all who attend. Limited VIP field passes are available for the show for just $10. Act fast. Visit Braves.com/concerts today. Freddie Freeman leads off. April 24th will be the Mets in Atlanta. After this road trip, the Dodgers, Mets, and Red Sox come to town. And now Gio Gonzalez starts to paint. It's 0-2 to Freddie. They walked him in the first. Freeman flied out to left in the third. Hit it a ton. But 19-mile-an-hour wind knocked it down. Even count. Missed inside. 3-2.
Took a Hawkeye to lay off that one.
Freeman scorches one toward the gap in right center. Taylor on the run, still going to the track, makes a waist high catch. Good sign for Freeman. He's hit the ball right on the button twice.
Maybe it took a left-hander to get him to stay back, wait a little bit, see the ball travel a little bit. There's a little bit of method to Dusty Baker's madness on why he wanted Gonzalez to pitch between Scherzer and Strasburg. One reason, of course, is to separate the two hard-throwing right-handers, but the other had to do with his bullpen. Typically, Scherzer and Strasburg will pitch deeper in the game than will Gonzalez, Roark, or Ross. So if those three guys are back-to-back, Gonzalez, Roark, and Ross, then for 3 straight days his bullpen's going to be taxed. They don't pitch that deep into the ballgame. So one of the things in terms of moving Strasburg to, let's say, number 3 was to seemingly give the bullpen a break in between Gonzalez and Roark.
Well, the strategies worked well tonight. I don't see any rust from Gio Gonzalez. Remember, it's been almost 2 weeks since he's pitched in a competitive game.
No, he's done a good job of getting ahead in the count too, and he's gotten some outs on first pitches as well.
He's thrown 90 pitches to this point. Scattered 3 hits. Braves have had one man get to second base. That was Jeff Francoeur in the second inning. And they had him first and second, nobody out, couldn't push across a run. And now we're in the part of the game for Atlanta where runs and hits have been very, very tough to come by. We talked about that in our opening comments. Runs have come early, but not late. Need at least one to win tonight. As that one's cut on and missed by Garcia. And Gonzalez has another strikeout. That's his third. Jeff Francoeur picked up the first Braves hit. He's also flied out to center. Jeff 11 for 27 now against Gio Gonzalez with a homer. He takes a strike. Gio's gone to a full count 7 times despite all those first pitch strikes you saw. Jeff had a home run cut, didn't get it. 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Gio Gonzalez has thrown strike one to the last 12 hitters. He just struck out his fourth man and works a perfect sixth. Is the story. He's our Zaxby's indescribably good performance.
He's had an excellent cutter. He's had a good sinker. He's had a good slider, as demonstrated here. But boy, that pitch right there to Michael Taylor to end the last inning was an outstanding pitch on the outside corner. Went right at him.
And he was fired up. Now he's got Rendon to lead things off. And another swinging strike.
Change up there. Yeah. Tough inning right here in the middle of their order.
Sorry, Joe. 60 pitches, 45 strikes so far.
You see Gonzalez was in the 90 pitch area.
I've got to think if you can pitch with a sub-4 ERA at Coors Field, you have a good chance of being successful just about anywhere. That is a perfect night to pitch. He just froze Anthony Rendon. 7 strikeouts.
Strike out Anthony Rendon twice and have him 0 for 3. You're doing good work on any night. But I would say that since he left Coors Field and really at the end of his tenure there with the Rockies, a lot of it had to do with his shoulder. Chip, if he's good to go, if he's healthy, he was outstanding with the Rocks.
He's gotten Bryce Harper to pop out and roll over to second. Braves infield shift. Moves into position as that one's off the plate. Ball 1. In case you wondered, Chassin's strikeout high is 12 in his career. To this point, he's been dazzling. The hitters, I'm sure, Joe, nothing that they can eliminate.
And a 2-0 breaking ball there for a strike. Confidence.
Harper, ground ball right side. Freeman couldn't get it. Beckham backs up. Chassin to the bag. What a play.
What a good job by Gordon Beckham there. Braves had the shift on, so he had a little bit of an advantage, but he still had to go to his left quite a bit. And fortunately, Freddie didn't make that ball ricochet away from Gordon. Nice play by all concerned.
For an Atlanta defense that has had its share of issues in the first week. That was an excellent play. Chassin didn't spectate. He got to the bag. Harper's 0 for 3, and now Zimmerman hits with a hitless night. He is struck out to fly out. Right down Broadway for a called strike.
Burned another corner.
Strike 3 over the inside corner. 3 pitches, takes care of Zimmerman, who argues with Dan Iasonia, who gave both corners to Ulis Chassin.
Presented by Mazda.
Beautiful night in Washington, D.C., and that man is pitching just as beautifully. Ulis Chassin threw 6 innings with 8 strikeouts in his Braves debut.
It may be a chilly night, but the man's used to pitching on chilly nights. Sean Kelly pitched against the Braves in Atlanta. He actually walked in a run in one game to give the Braves the lead. This will be his 4th appearance. 90-94, this fastball and a slider.
So Gio Gonzalez went 6 innings of 3-hit ball tonight. He struck out 4 men. The game in the hands of the Washington bullpen with Ibar, Flowers, and Beckham coming up.
As shallow as their outfield plays, especially in center and left, if you're able to hit a line drive and split them, you're going to run for days.
A bunt try, and it's rolled foul. Kelly broke in with the Seattle Mariners in 2009. He has been a relief pitcher virtually his entire professional career. In fact, he's made only 7 starts as a professional. From Seattle, he went to the Yankees for a couple of years. Last season was with the Padres, and the Nationals signed him to a 3-year contract. That's his first man to swing and miss. Ibar is out number 1 and is 0 for 3.
There's that toothpick.
was just keeping them warm until the game got tight late.
Yeah, it's getting a little tension here late in the game. He's got to have something to chew on.
Here's Tyler Flowers. His catcher has struck out twice. He's called an excellent game for Chassin. Kelly ordinarily has pinpoint control. He walked just 15 men in 51 innings last year. Popped up. Worth comes in, still coming, and the wind's going to push that back to the shortstop, Espinoza. Oh, went straight up. And Espinoza didn't give up on it.
Well, in your defense, from our vantage point, when a ball goes straight up, we can't tell where it's going. We have to watch the fielders to see who's running, who's moving to try to catch the ball. From where we are so high up here at the 6,000-foot level, it could have been a home run, could have been a pop up to third. We can't tell.
I could just hear Jim Carr, the great announcer from Slapshot. There's a high fly ball deep left field, caught by Espinoza at short. Yeah, one down. Beckham has an infield hit. He's made a couple of good defensive plays too, and he tries to split a gap in right center field, and he's going to. That one off the base of the wall. Beckham on his way to second. He'll stand up with a 2-out double. And now a decision for Freddie Gonzalez. Is he going to take Chassin down?
Yes, he is.
He is. He's going to go to his bench.
Well, the only thing that would be fair here is for Jace Peterson to get a base hit and give Chassin the lead as he leaves. That ball by Beckham was smoked. Again, with them playing shallow, you hit the ball anywhere toward the gap, they're going to have a hard time tracking it down. That one hit off the base of the fence. Second double for Gordon on the season.
So let's see what Jace can do with 2 outs. Braves hitting .244 this year with runners in scoring position coming into tonight's play. Overall, Jace Peterson has 2 hits in his first 15 at bats. This is his first pinch hit assignment of the season. The Nationals trying to buy a little time. They just got their bullpen up. Left-handers down there. And it's Oliver Perez. Scoreless game, 7th inning. Braves are trying to break through first. Hope you'll stay tuned afterward for Braves Live. We'll recap tonight's second game action against the Nationals. Paul Bird will check in with the Braves manager Freddie Gonzalez and the players afterwards on Braves Live, presented by Xfinity. There's Perez. Here's Peterson. Big lead for Beckham out at second base.
Good arms across the board for the Nationals in their outfield.
Quickly 0-2 for Jace Peterson. Braves are looking for their first pinch hit of the year. Braves bench brigade so far 0 for 9. Swing and a miss. Kelly takes care of Jace Peterson. We head to the home 7th after the stretch. Still scoreless. Ulis Chassin was dazzling. 8 strikeouts, no walks over 6 shutout innings tonight in Washington. And after 69 pitches, he's taken down. And a young man who's waited a long time for this moment, like Malex last night, Hunter Cervenka tonight is making his major league debut after 7 seasons in the minor leagues and the independent leagues with the Sugarland Skeeters.
Less than a year ago with the Sugarland Skeeters. I mean, that's quite a turnaround in one's life when you think you might even have a chance to be out of baseball to get it resurrected and have a chance to pitch for the Atlanta Braves.
Pitched for 5 different teams last year and really opened eyes in the Braves organization by not giving up a single run in 17 games at Gwinnett and Mississippi last year.
Good curveball and a lot of cutters.
And his first big league pitch misses to Daniel Murphy. Murphy's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. There's his first strike. Hunter 6'1", 245, born in Baytown, Texas. Originally drafted by the Red Sox, then went to the Cubs.
Freddie said the more he came over from the minor league camp to pitching games, the more he liked him.
And we all know the Braves have been desperate, if you want to use that word, to find effective left-handed relief. They added Eric O'Flaherty very late in the spring and brought up Cervenka yesterday.
I think that's a good word. Desperate.
Yeah.
Especially when you have as many left-handers come to Canton. Nobody could nail down the job, including some guys with some big league experience.
So we got Murphy behind the 8 ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a little roller up the middle. Who wants it? Beckham's got it. Long throw. And Murphy legs out an infield hit. Another multi-hit game for Daniel Murphy, his 5th of the year. And he continues to mesmerize the Braves with the bat.
How did he hit that pitch? That was a good curveball. Might not have been a strike. Off the plate. And watch how he reaches. Look where Tyler Flowers was going out there to block it. And it turns into a base hit. A tweener in between Ibar and Beckham. Even a good throw on the fly wouldn't have gotten him.
So Cervenka made a good pitch. Murphy, with a better at bat, leads off with a hit in the National 7th. Final year at Turner Field and the first year at SunTrust Park. Multiple ticket options and exclusive benefits customized to meet your unique needs. Don't miss out on becoming an A-List member today. Go to Braves.com/A-List or call 404-577-9100. A great A-ball game in Washington tonight. No score in the 7th. Chris Withrow is the second reliever of the inning.
Chris Withrow's return to the big leagues was not a good one on the 10th against the Cardinals. 2/3 of an inning, he gave up a hit, 2 walks, hit a batter, and a run scored. So hopefully some of that adrenaline has been burned off, some of the butterflies, and get back to being the guy the Dodgers thought he was going to be when he was so good when they first got him in the big leagues.
The first man he'll face is Jason Worth, who has struck out and singled. Runner goes, and Worth sprays one toward right. Markakis has it. They deep the runner at second. Nix throws back to first. That's an easy double play. Murphy was running on the pitch, and he stood at second base for a good 2 seconds while the ball was in the air. Had no idea where it was, and the Braves very happy about that.
Great job by Ibar to fake like he was getting a throw. What made it bad was that Murphy never looked up. If it was a straight steal, he was thinking he had to get to the bag. He never took a peek over his shoulder. And a break for Atlanta.
So the bags are cleared for Danny Espinosa with 2 outs. The Braves will have the top of the order coming up in the 8th. Scoreless game. Espinosa 0 for 2. And he tried to bunt.
That worked out well. Murphy was lucky to get that hit and get on base anyway.
One ball, 1 strike. Withrow came from the Dodgers in that big deal made by the Braves last May. And then was placed on the 60-day DL, recovering from Tommy John surgery until the end of last year. And most times had some big league experience with the Dodgers. Was 3-0 in 46 games with Los Angeles. 71 strikeouts in 56 innings.
If he returns to that form, the Braves really got something to show in that deal.
And he's another big man. Chris 6'3", 240, born in Austin, Texas. Lives in McKinney, Texas now. Former first-round pick in 2007 by LA. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. A double play and a strikeout sends us to a scoreless 8th, and Malex Smith will lead things off.
authority of the Atlanta Braves and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Atlanta Braves.
Chip and Joe, Paul Bird as well with you from Washington. Scoreless game after 7. Christian hip-hop recording artist Toby Mac performs after the game Sunday, April 24th when the Mets are in town. It's a free concert for everyone who attends Turner Field. There are limited VIP field passes available for the show. They're only $10 each. Act fast by visiting Braves.com/concerts today. Veteran left-hander Oliver Perez is on to pitch for Washington. He's their 3rd hurler of the game. Gio Gonzalez gave up 3 hits in 6 innings. Sean Kelly worked a scoreless 7th. Now Perez will face Malex Smith, the #1 hitter for Freddie Gonzalez tonight. He showed bunt, took a ball, 1 ball, no strikes.
Be great to get him on and then see if the Braves can manufacture a run.
He was a terrific starting pitcher in his early days in the big leagues. He lost the strike zone starting in 2009. Bounced around in the minor leagues before landing on his feet with the Seattle Mariners organization. They put him in the bullpen and he's been good since.
He's awfully tough on lefties with that sidearm delivery. He still throws hard. He's in the low to sometimes mid-90s with a slider.
Out of Culiacan, Mexico, and that's down and in, and that's a great start. A 4-pitch walk to Malex Smith.
Well, this is the part of the ball games that's really been plaguing the Braves. Their numbers early in the game have been good. We talked about it in our opening comments tonight. First 4 innings, outstanding production. From innings 5 on, virtually nothing. Maybe that walk would lead to something good here in the 8th inning.
Malex Smith just back on the pickoff play. Nick 0 for 3 tonight. 2 flyouts to center, a ground ball to first. This is something Freddie talked about with Malex Smith. For all of his speed and all of his excitement and all the spark he can bring your club, he's learning on the job at the major league level. And with a crafty veteran like Perez, got to be very careful in how big a lead he measures off.
He's got walk-a-day Bob Davidson over there at first base. He'll be quick to call a balk on Perez if he does anything untoward. And Terry Pendleton planted a seed over there after the first throw over. He thought that there was a little pause by Perez before he threw over.
Not as big a lead for Malex. And the pitch comes home and it gets away from Lobaton, and that'll help the matters. Smith to second base easily.
When you were talking about Perez and how he had been able to kind of regroup and reform his career, one of the things I started to say was, yeah, he used to be kind of squirrely. He'd do weird things on the mound and kind of act up at times. And at times he would try to do too much and be tricky. Well, lo and behold, slide step and throws it to the backstop instead of just trying to get an out.
Now, at the very least, Marquez wants to get Smith to third base with Freeman and Garcia coming up. Crossfire and a strike. Blake Trinan has gotten up in the Nationals bullpen. The Braves bullpen is busy too. It's Jim Johnson working for Atlanta. Just a bit low. 2 balls and a strike.
That was a pretty good pitch. Nick may have caught a break on that one.
Up and in. 3 balls and a strike from Perez.
Just something to turn on, something middle of the plate in, preferably something down. You can just drop the barrel on it, turn on it to the right side.
And ball 4 to Nick Markakis. Back-to-back walks by Perez. And now Freddie Freeman's the batter. 3 straight lefties at the top of the order. Dusty Baker goes to Oliver Perez to retire them. He's walked the first 2.
And Dusty would note to self when left-handed hitters come up.
Bo Porter calls Malex Smith over to the third base bag. He's going to offer a little advice. Let's see how the Nationals play it defensively. They have consistently shifted on Freddie Freeman. Rendon can't shift over to the shortstop spot, not with Malex Smith at second base. He has to protect against a steal.
And they've had Murphy out in shallow right field, and he can't go out there either. Last season, the highest mark in baseball in this situation.
Great time for him to improve a 1-for-6 mark with men at second or third base so far this year. And it's swept outside. Lobaton dropped it. 1-1 the count.
I like that. All that dropping down and what have you from Perez certainly doesn't bother Freddie.
Back-to-back walks start the 8th. And Freeman sprays it foul to the left side. 1-2. I figure Trinan's going to come on and face Garcia no matter what Freeman does here. Brewers have already used Jace Peterson. There has Kelly Johnson and A.J. Przinsky left-handed from the bench. Drew Stubbs and Hector Olivera are available right-handed.
Well, he's ahead in the count. And he just called Lobaton out to discuss how they want to put him away. You know Freddie's going to have some plate coverage. I wonder if they think they could somehow sneak one by him inside.
Crossfire, and Freeman didn't get it. So Perez rallies to take care of Freddie Freeman. And now Dusty Baker's going to go to his bullpen again. It'll be Trinan versus Garcia, or perhaps Kelly Johnson. We shall see. Atlanta has an 8th inning threat, 2 on, but now 1 out. And still no score.
your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. The Georgia Lottery. And Zaxby's Indescribably Good.
A monumental pitching effort tonight by Gio Gonzalez and Ulis Chassin. Now it's a battle of the bullpens as Atlanta threatens late. No score. Tomorrow we play Game 3 of our series over on Fox Sports South. Matt Whistler and Steven Strasburg are the starting pitchers. Our broadcast starts at 6:30 Eastern with Braves Live. And it's streaming live on Fox Sports Go. It's April in the ATL, presented by Cook's Pest Control.
Adonis Garcia had a base hit off Blake Trinan last night. He worked 2/3 of an inning. But no earned runs allowed so far in 2 2/3. Throws hard sinker. They need a ground ball.
Trinan one of 2 substitutions. The other is Stephen Drew, who checks in at shortstop. If you're keeping score at home, Drew will bat in the pitcher's spot, which is due second when the Nationals come up in this 8th inning. Braves had 2 on, nobody out in the second, couldn't break through. They have 2 on, 1 out now in the 8th.
You've got the runner at second that you want. So anything that you put in play is going to put some pressure on the defense to keep that man from scoring.
Trinan just missed. It's a 2-1 count. Trinan 2-0 in his career against the Braves. This is his 12th appearance against Atlanta. He's only given up 1 career earned run. Two and 2.
It's kind of the new Tyler Clippard, the setup guy for the closer, regardless of who the closer is. Clippard did a good job for these guys for several years.
Little pop. That might drop. It will drop. Smith and company had to hold up just in case Murphy or Harper got there. It's a blue pit for Garcia. And the Braves have the bases loaded now with 1 out. So Garcia, celebrating his birthday tonight, has a 2-hit game.
And fought that off. His second hit in 2 nights off Trinan. And with both the fielders coming in and closing in on that, there's not a thing Malex Smith could do but wait to make sure it dropped. Markakis able to get to second base because he had a little better angle on that to see it was going to drop so that he didn't get forced at second.
So the key man is Jeff Francoeur, who bats with the bases loaded and fouled it away for a strike. You like your chances of Smith scoring on a routine fly ball here. Jeff 1 for 3 in the game, making his first start of the season for the Braves. A little bit low, even count.
Sanka throws it a good one. It's hard. 93.
Lobatone out to talk with Trinan. Eric Ibar is on deck. He's a switch hitter. Nobody up in the Nationals pen. It's Trinan's inning.
They have so much confidence in Trinan being able to get a ground ball that they're not concerned about playing the infield in. 1 out. They're going to try to turn it double play if they get the ground ball to second and first.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball to short. There's 1. And there is 2. A double play off the bat of Jeff Francoeur, and Trinan pitches the Nationals out of 8th inning trouble. 2 on, nobody out, still scoreless.
Secret to me is, I think what I've discovered is a lot of butter, obviously, and the worst kind of bread you can have, just to give it that crispy, you know, flair to the bread. The crunch. Everybody likes the crunch, you know. So there's no real secret other than just don't burn it.
Well, guys, there's a lot of holidays out there, but in case you didn't know it, today is National Grilled Cheese Day. Jason Grilli, throwing cheese out of the pen, was able to go in the back locker room today, cook one up, lots of butter, can't be microwaved, got to be over a hot flame. We went with the pimento, which had a little dragon's breath jalapeno in there, and he informed me that it was much better than Chris Rose, Kevin Millar, Intentional Talk, we beat Intentional Fox Sports.
Hands
we took
down,
you down.
this is far better.
So, happy day for Jason Grilli yesterday and today as Jim Johnson checks in the 8th inning of a scoreless game. Couple of other changes for Atlanta. You'll see Jim's body of work. This is his 4th game so far in April.
We got a good scoreless game going on here.
Kelly Johnson in at second. Gordon Beckham moves from second to third. And somehow Braves have to solve Jose Lobaton. Lobaton, another hit against Atlanta pitching. That came in the 5th inning. Braves had a golden opportunity against Oliver Perez, but couldn't cash in that chance. Now the 8-9-1 hitters are up for the Nats. Lobaton is retired on a swinging strikeout. That's 10 Nationals that have struck out in the game tonight.
Good start for Jim Johnson. He was the guy that was forced into action on Sunday after Daniel Winkler had to come out of the game when he hurt his arm. Johnson hadn't warmed up. He was given the time he needed to warm up on the field, obviously, but did not have a good outing. His defense also let him down. So good to start with a clean inning for him here and a good start.
Here's Stephen Drew. Spent the last year and a half with the Yankees. He's played in Boston, Oakland, and broke in with the Diamondbacks. He's 33 now. And Jim's filling up the strike zone. 0-2. Into center field on an 0-2 pitch. So Stephen Drew has his first hit against the Braves this year. And represents the first run of the game at first base.
The sinker that didn't sink. It was up, flattened out, and the first hit in a Nationals uniform for the Georgia native.
Michael Taylor is 1 for 3, a single and a strikeout. Braves play him up the middle. He has shown he can hit the ball in between first and second. Let's see what Johnson offers. Flowers a nice stop. 1 ball, no strikes.
You got to keep an eye on Stephen Drew too. Despite that horrible ankle injury he suffered in Arizona a few years ago, he can still run.
Check swing roller. That's fair ball. And Flowers will make the throw to first. There's a break, but the National shortstop Stephen Drew's at second. But now there are 2 out. Stay tuned for Braves Live. We'll recap tonight's second game of our 4-game series. Braves Live, hosted by Jerome Jurinovich and Matt Diaz back in Atlanta, is presented by Xfinity. The Braves are trying to pick up their first win of the season tonight. And a tough hombre in the box who's had a tough night. As you said, it's news when Rendon strikes out twice in one game. That's what Chassin did to him in the first 6. Another fine stop. 1 ball, no strikes.
It was. Nice glove work there. You know, you said that there's a break because Taylor didn't hit the ball anywhere. He just kind of dribbled out in front of the plate. But in a way, it's not a break because now they've got the potential go-ahead run out there at second for the couple of their toughest outs.
And 2 in a row speared by Flowers. Wow.
Both breaking balls and both having to jump out there and get them. Nicely done.
His bullpen is busy. O'Flaherty and Vizcaino. Harper waits on deck. He's got a good fastball tonight. 93.
Trying real hard here not to give in and just groove a strike, wanting to put it in play at somebody. Good pitch.
In on his hands. And Rendon fought it off. Now he's down to his last strike. Swing around toward right for Rendon. And the pitch. Just missed inside. Full count.
I know who's on deck, and I know you don't want to face him. But don't just lay one in there for this guy either. Take your chances with your slider. See if he'll chase.
It's off the plate, a fastball. And so Johnson walks Rendon. And now the Braves will have Bryce Harper in the box and Eric O'Flaherty assigned to get him and keep this game scoreless. Now it's the Nationals' turn to threaten. 2 on, 2 out. No score in the 8th.
Georgia power. And Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience sports.
Game on the bases for the Nationals with 2 outs in the 8th. Follow Braves baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with Game Day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or your tablet. Well, here's what the Nationals want. Bryce Harper up and a chance to change the game with one swing of the bat. Eric O'Flaherty has other designs.
This is why the Braves needed extra lefties in their bullpen. This division's loaded with big-time left-handed hitters, and this guy's the biggest. Eric struck him out looking last night.
Harper hasn't gotten the ball out of the infield tonight. 2 on, 2 out, scoreless game.
And that's the only time he has struck out so far this year.
And Harper drives one down the left field line. Francoeur on the run. Can't hang on. It's off his glove. 1 run scores. Here comes another runner around third. He's going to slide in safely. Bryce Harper with a bloop double down the left field line. Just out of reach of Jeff Francoeur. And the Nationals with 2 outs have broken through.
High breaking ball. Wasn't a hanger, but it was up. And he just sliced it the other way. Great effort here by Jeff. He almost came up with it. Bounced away from him, and that allowed Rendon to score.
So Eric throws a pitch to Bryce Harper, a bloop double, and Washington leads by a pair. Bloop hit by Bryce Harper, our Toyota key play.
You could see how that ball, breaking ball, flattened out across the zone, gave Harper a good look at it because it was up. And just a little too far for Jeff Francoeur to go. And the Nationals' biggest cheerleader, Dusty Baker, proud of what he saw.
Bryce Harper now with 16 RBIs in his last 11 home games against Braves pitching. And that scores the only runs tonight. Zimmerman versus Arodys Vizcaíno in the 8th. Zimmerman 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. And that's way high, ball 1.
And the difference in the game really this inning. The Nationals able to get a double play ball. Braves not able to get the ball on the ground and get that third out.
Well, twice tonight the Braves had first and second, nobody out in an inning, and couldn't break through. So their bullpen gets busy. Felipe Rivero is loosening. Ground ball short. Ground ball to his right. Makes the throw to first. And that'll retire the side. Washington breaks through. Bryce Harper drives home his 4th and 5th runs, and the Nationals lead by 2. You can now stream games live on your mobile device. Go to your app store and download the free Fox Sports Go app. Log in and stream the Braves wherever you go. Reigning MVP in the National League is Bryce Harper. The Braves have held him down in this series until a moment ago. A bloop double just out of reach of Jeff Francoeur has scored the only runs of this ball game. And Washington has taken a 2-0 lead as we head to the top of the 9th. Jake Trinan is going to stay in.
He didn't have to work too hard there in the 8th inning, so after getting the double play ball, he's going to start the 9th. They've got Felipe Rivero loosening in the bullpen if he's needed.
Yeah, looks like it's a night off for Jonathan Papelbon, the Nationals closer. The first to Ibar is over the inside corner. Milwaukee is 0 for 3 tonight with a strikeout. Nationals bullpen so far this year has been very good. A collective .225 earned run average. They're a perfect 4 for 4 in saves. And Trinan has just struck out his first man. 1 away in the 9th. Tyler Flowers. Nothing but strikes from Trinan.
That second run scoring was huge for the Nationals too. They can afford, Trinan can afford to just challenge the hitters, knowing a solo homer can't beat him.
As big and strong as these hitters are, with this win tonight, it's almost impossible, I think, to hit the ball out of the ballpark tonight.
Yeah, Braves hit a couple of balls I thought had a chance last night that would have gone out last night, including Freddie Freeman in the 3rd that backed Worth up to the wall.
It's 2-2 to the Braves catcher Tyler Flowers.
Tyler's done a great job behind the plate tonight. He and Chassin were in sync. Ulis Chassin with 6 innings of 5-hit shutout for the ball. Shutout ball for the Braves and struck out 8. Didn't walk a batter. Great slider.
2 outs. Nationals are an out away from handing the Braves a 7th straight loss to start the year. And running their home record to 12-0 against Atlanta in the last dozen games played here. Gordon Beckham got a start tonight and had a good night. 2 hits and 3 tries.
I know it doesn't resonate well with guys that are wearing blue jerseys tonight, but this was not a game played by a team that looked 0-6.
No.
Solid ball game. An 0-2 strike, an 0-2 base hit rather by Drew got all that started in the bottom of the 8th.
Inside corner strike.
Let's see Gordon get on and give Kelly Johnson a crack at him.
And we're a pitch away from having that happen. 3 balls and a strike. And the Braves will bring the tying run to the plate with 2 outs in the 9th. And Dusty Baker doesn't want to, but he's going to go to his bullpen and bring on Rivero to face Kelly Johnson. He'll make Kelly hit right-handed. So Atlanta still has life. 2-0. Sports South, you would have seen highlights from Tim Hudson's broadcasting debut. Join us on Twitter now at Fox Sports South for Atlanta Braves features and exclusive content. Tim Hudson needs to help me figure out that, Kelly Johnson's not a switch hitter. So it's going to be a lefty-lefty matchup with a rubber-armed left-hander, Felipe Rivero, already in his 4th game for Washington. Clint Robinson's checked in as well. He's going to play first base. Still an out to get for the Nationals. Beckham with a base on ball stands at first. And it will be Kelly, who bats left-handed. Writing that down in the book.
And the Braves still have Oliveira and Stubbs, right-hand hitters, on the bench.
In the top of the 9th. 2-0 Washington. Have left 9 on base. Beckham takes off. They don't hold him. He'll take second on defensive indifference, and Rivero misses with his first. Swing and a drive toward Harper and right. Still going. That ball is over his head and off the base of the fence. Kelly Johnson hits a rocket, and the Braves are down a run and still alive. Now a hit could tie it up, and it's Malex Smith.
And again, that second run was so huge. What a swing by Kelly. He threw some top hand on this one. High fastball. Got on top of it and ripped it. Too bad he couldn't get that elevated a little bit. What a good swing. They may not want to use Papelbon tonight, but they may have to at some point.
So Dusty Baker elected to bring on Rivero to face Kelly Johnson. That's backfired. The Braves have scored a 9th inning run. And that's another matchup for the left-handed hitter, Malex Smith. Second big league start for Malex. He's reached base twice. He walked last time up against a left-hander, Oliver Perez. And a strike. Again, the speed of Smith, if he puts it in play, that puts a lot of pressure on the Washington infield defense to make a clean play. He could leg something out and bring Markakis up. Outside corner. Nasty pitch.
Look at those two spots in box traps. Painted the outside corner. And he can throw a breaking ball or whatever he wants off the plate and hope that Smith chases it.
Almost hit it. He was throwing hard. That was at 98. Now 1-2 pitch. Just missed. Drew was a step or two toward the Nationals dugout at shortstop. He thought that was strike 3.
A little off the plate. Lobaton had to pull it back to make it look better than it was.
Did he go? Yes, he did on a check swing. Malex Smith is rung up. The Braves bench erupts. They can't believe it. Dale Scott calls him out on a check swing, strike 3 call, and the Nationals survive in the 9th and beat the Braves 2-1.
I don't know about that one.
Freddie Gonzalez meets Dale Scott by the Atlanta on deck circle. Can't believe that Smith was rung up on strike 3 on that close call. And the game is decided on a check swing in the 9th inning, and the Nationals win 2-1 on a Bryce Harper hit.